Welcome to this special edition to Trojan TV. I'm Nolan Martin.
I'm Brody Hughes.
The Jenks High School Freshman Academy Center has important plans to remodel the format of the building. These are great advances coming up for the future freshmen. Will not only provide students with a building that looks more modern, but it will also expand the size of classrooms. Principal Gray is a Jenks Freshman Academy teacher and has some important thoughts about remodeling process.
Construction started in March during spring break, and it's going to take 14 months. So it'll open up, ideally, July of 2026. A lot of big work that needs to be done. Sometimes it's classroom buildings, sometimes it's other buildings, athletic facilities, and things like that.
One of the most beloved band directors at Jenks High School is leaving at the end of the school year. Trojan TV's Samara Ortega is sharing some insight on the reason why.
Have you ever been to a football game and heard the Jenks marching band and wondered who was behind it all? It's Mr. Hillick, who's retiring this year after being the head band director since 2006. Flute student Estefania Navarra states that band will always be more enjoyable when Mr. Hillick is there.
Next year's going to be a little bit more different without Mr. Hillick because he had a lot of special moments with us. Like after football games, he would give honorable mentions to the sections, and it was really special.
Hillick teaches concert band to wind symphony, which are the lowest to highest levels in the band program. He'll undoubtedly miss being a director, but thinks it's time for something new.
What was my favorite part about teaching? I don't know that I can narrow it down to one thing. I've gotten to do a lot of really great music, concerts, and performances over the years, and that would probably be my favorite stuff.
Mr. Hillick's office is always open and students are free to enter the practice room whenever they'd like to prepare for contests or competitions. Daisy Kozer, a trumpet player, says that as sad as she is to see him go, she's looking forward to the new head band director.
Mr. Hillick is that he is really passionate about what he does. He cheers kids on, and especially with his teaching. I'm kind of sad about him leaving, but I'm also excited for Mr. Martin to be the new head director and be under a different teaching.
Reporting for Trojan TV, I'm Samara Ortega.
There are multiple Jenks High School teachers that are retiring at the end of this year. After many years of service, Trojan TV's Isabella Shupp has more.
Since it's the end of the year for Jenks High School, there have been some teachers that have been starting to retire. Mr. Silverman, Miss Spates, Mr. Hurst, and Mr. Robles. Mr. Silverman has been teaching at Jenks for 4 to 5 years, and Miss Spates has quit in April for her personal reasons. Mr. Robles has been teaching at Jenks for 3 long years and is going to a different career for illustrations of children's books.
Well, I started teaching back in 1984, so that makes it 40 years. Well, you reach a point in your life where you think, as much as I love the act of teaching, there's other things I can do, And so one of them is artwork, and so I'm actually launching into a second career.
Mr. Hurst has been teaching at Jenks for 19 years and is going full-time for his dog business.
Total years, 36. I've been at Jenks 19. Staying home and enjoying life. I run a dog grooming business, so I'll be doing that full time. Oh my goodness, the students. Absolutely. I've had a wonderful career with lots of wonderful kids, and Jenks is a fantastic place to be.
Reporting for Trojan TV, I'm Isabella Shupp.
In the state of Tulsa, Oklahoma, one of the best-rated high schools, Jenks High School, is known for providing excellent education and a variety of electives. An example of one of the electives is vocal music. On Tuesday, May 12th at 7 p.m., vocal music performed some of their best pieces. These talented students went to compete in Indianapolis earlier this year and performed pieces from the show. A freshman student, Emma York, explains her thoughts on taking vocal music.
I've been participating in vocal music since the 3rd grade, and I think it's because I find the art just really fun, and I love to do it. Oh, there's a song that we sing, and it's all of the girls in vocal music, and it's called What Happens When a Woman Takes Power.
Jenks High School is hosting show choir auditions. You can make it into 3 different show choirs: Trojan Spirit, Trojaneers, and Airmen. Trojan Spirit is the girls' choir, Airmen is the boys' choir, and Trojaneers is the mixed choir. Auditions will take place on May 14th and 15th. Claire Brown is a current member of Trojan Spirit and has loved the musical experience she has had in show choir this year.
Honestly, being prepared is the most vital thing you can do to not be nervous before you perform. And then also just taking deep breaths and just knowing what you're going to do and walking through it in your head before you go out there. I really enjoy how it's that time in the day where I can just let loose and dance and sing, and you build a really good community through it.
This week, Jinx High School, the Student Council is excited to host the Dub Week, a time to show creativity and giving back to our community. Trojan TV Sky.
This week, Jinx High School Student Council is hosting a Dub Week Monday, April 21st through Friday, April 25th. This year?
I think it went really well. During our actual week of prom, we had more inclusive during the games, just during both lunches. So we just had more people playing the games with us, actually bonding with one another. And even after our reschedule of our golf tournament, we had still a lot of teams show up. And so it still looked like they had a lot of fun just being able to play golf and raise money for the youth ranch. And during all of our events, we had more than enough people actually decide to volunteer and come help out with it.
Each year, a charity or community is chosen to be our Dub Week recipient, with Monday being Monochromatic, Tuesday being Teacher Twin, Wednesday being Western, Thursday being Adam Sandler, Friday being Jinx Gear. Here's what impact does Dub Week have on our school community?
I think it has a pretty good impact because it creates a week where kids can get together and really just celebrate all that's good in the world, especially when we pick Dub Week recipients like Tulsa Hills Youth Ranch, where we got to fundraise money for traumatized youth in Tulsa and help them really get a standing for themselves.
We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
The 2024 school year is coming to an end with finals coming. Trojan TV's Sydney Huckabee is here to give more information.
For the upcoming week, students at Jinx High School are preparing for their upcoming finals. Finals normally happen at the end of both the school semesters. Finals are tests over all the material the students have learned over the past few months. Mrs. Lebedoff is an English teacher, and while finals are tedious now, she tells how they help students prepare for college.
I think they're a wonderful practice to help with when you go to college, because some classes your grades are actually based on say 3 different exams. So if you're practicing how to take tests and test taking strategies and understanding that there are a high percentage point, it's going to really help you in college in the future.
Finals are different for freshman academy students compared to high school students. Finals for high schoolers last 4 days to account for AP exams and the seniors that are graduating. But at the freshman academy, they only last 2. Jack Smurfin is a 9th grade student who believes that the freshman academy students should be treated the same as the high schoolers.
Personally, I think the rule that upperclassmen can be exempt from the final if they have good enough grades, I think that's a little silly and it should apply to freshmen as well. And I also think finals in general are a little silly because you already take chapter tests and unit tests.
Every student stresses about their finals. To help prepare the students for them, the school has a dead week right before the finals take place. Teachers use this week to review topics that will be on the final. Ms. Alexander, an avid teacher at the Freshman Academy, clears up some misunderstandings about Dead Week.
Dead Week, I think, is a little bit important, but I don't think it needs to last an entire week. For the most part, we don't do it for an entire week. I think a lot of students misunderstand that Dead Week doesn't mean no new work. It just means no grades that could actually tank or bring your grade down a full letter grade.
Reporting for Trojan TV, I'm Sydney Huckabee.
Jinx High School is preparing for second semester finals. Students should be using their time wisely in class to help study and prepare for finals. We talked to a student who thinks using your time wisely is very important to be successful in your finals and what helps him focus on studying. Here's what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Derek Stein, and how I prepare for finals is I take notes, study hard, and listen in all my classes. And how you can improve is working hard and staying focused.
The Jinx High School Broadcast Media class is doing a newscast for their final semester. Students will be making stories about what's going on around them in the Jinx community and put it all together for their final test grade. A few students, like the directors and producers, will only have to do half the work. Mr. Prince is the broadcast media teacher and shares his opinion on how he thinks this final will go.
I think it'll go well. This class in particular has been pretty good all year long about understanding what I'm teaching and what you're supposed to do. So I think that everything's going to go well. There's probably going to be a few hiccups, but that's why we try to practice beforehand to get it all right.
As the class of 2028 freshman year comes to an end, enrolling for sophomore classes is underway. When enrolling for sophomore year, there is a much bigger selection of classes. You can choose to take AP classes, physical science, chemistry, or physics, and you get a much broader choice of elective options. As high school is wrapping up with only 3 years left, the Jinx principals want you to explore all the classes that interest you for possible job opportunities. Angelina Carrillo is a freshman who is looking forward to her sophomore year.
It's honestly pretty crazy to think about it. I think that time really does go by fast, especially when you're in high school. But it just makes me want to be more prepared for what life is going to look like for me when I'm outside of high school.
The class of 2025 is graduating this year and preparing for college, but how they prepare is for the next step of their life and how they are going to focus in a new setting. We talked to senior at Jinx to see what his thoughts were about college and how he's going to focus while playing football. Let's see what he has to say.
The way that I'm preparing for the University of Tulsa is honestly just what I do here at Jinx, managing time between football and The way that I'm preparing for the University of Tulsa is honestly just what I do here at Jinx, managing time between football and school and clubs. I've kind of challenged myself with some leadership positions this year and some AP classes over the years. So I feel really confident going into the University of Tulsa that, I have the time management skills to do what it takes there. So.
We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Brian Holt is a big spender on video games and his ever-growing collection of vinyls. To fuel this, he seeks a part-time summer job. But earning money isn't his only goal. He wants a stable job and responsibility. He thinks that a short job at a car wash would be good enough for him to continue buying more vinyls and video games all summer long.
Because, I get some sun, it's not a lot of work, and I get paid. I think, yeah, it would help me in my academic career because, having a job where something I'm responsible for to make money, that might teach me a little bit more responsibility where I might lack in school. I think it would help me a lot. Mostly it's for microtransactions, but I also want to get a new pair of AirPods, and I collect vinyls, so vinyls and stuff too, and maybe a record player if I'm feeling frisky.
Sports medicine is not just about treating injuries, it's about preventing them. The Stretch Summer Academy is offering Jinx High School students and athletes an opportunity to explore their passion at Hands-On Career Camp. The free 3-day camp runs from June 18th through 20th and gives rising 9th through 12th graders a chance to explore careers in sports medicine. The current head athletic trainer, Mr. Catterson, emphasized on how the sports medicine camp has benefited through the years.
So I think there is an advantage to our student athletes participating in summer camps. One, it allows for them to maintain their conditioning increase their strength.
The Jinx Trojans men's golf team wraps up their year at the 6A state championship at Forest Ridge, with the senior, Carson Scrimger, getting T7 individually. Here's what he has to say on his time at Jinx.
It was a good 4 years. Freshman year was kind of just like a learning experience, and then made a big jump sophomore year, and then junior year was probably my favorite year out of the 4. And then this year was just kind of a complete rebuild, but I enjoyed this year too. You know, it was good having some new teammates coming in, and you know, it's going to be a unforgettable 4 years for me.
The Jinx High School JV volleyball maroon team moves forward to play state. This team entered state in the varsity division to play harder high school teams. They were matched up against the Oklahoma City Cassidy Cyclones. Braden Ford is a freshman on the maroon team who plays defensive specialist and was looking forward to this year.
I feel like I will do pretty good for my team at state this year, or with my team, because we are a JV team playing against varsity teams this whole season, and we've been doing pretty good.
On May 23rd, the Jinx High School will be having the annual Powder Puff game. Powder Puff is where cheerleaders play football and football players play cheer. For all the girls that are playing, it is going to be juniors versus seniors. Caden Jones is one of the student coaches this year's Powder Puff, and says practice is going well so far, and that he's been looking forward to it all year. It's also been a fun opportunity for him to hang out with his friends after school.
So we scrimmage, we'll do 7-on-7, we'll do offense versus defense, and then we kind of just go over plays, and then towards the end of practice, we'll play a couple games like Duck Duck Goose or Ultimate Football.
The Jinx Trojan track season is coming to an end, but they aren't done competing just yet. Trojan TV's Cameron Clarkson tells us more.
The Jinx High School track team has done extremely well this season and is headed off to regionals and state to compete. Regionals are held on May 10th and state is on May 16th and 17th. The JHS track team has won 15 state championships in previous seasons. The team is currently ranked 64th in Oklahoma and 7th in the Tulsa-OK metro area. Jewel Newport is one of our freshman runners and is preparing to compete.
I'm resting and I'm currently coming back from injury, and I'm working on a lot of speed acceleration. We are all working on like handoffs, speed acceleration, but mostly making sure that we don't get injured right before. We are all really excited. We've worked all season and really hard for this, so I feel like we're going to go and do well. I think we'll at least come up runner-up from Union.
Jinx High School is known for a wide variety of track and field events, including running events like the 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, 800 meter, 1600 meter, and 3200 meter, and relays like the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x8. They also compete in field events such as high jump, pole vault, long jump, discus, shot put, and hurdles. Berlin Berry is excited to compete. She's getting prepared by making her body stronger.
I think everybody's a little bit nervous for state, but I think everybody's really excited to go too. Coach Pease has been giving us hard practices and just trying to get us ready for our events. Been stretching more and eating better and drinking lots of water. I think we have a really good 4x8 team.
Hopefully, Jinx is able to take home first place at state and regionals. Reporting for Trojan TV, I'm Cameron Clarkson.
The Jinx swim team is coming off yet another state championship, but their work for next season is already underway. Trojan TV's Aaliyah Cato has more.
It's the summer season for the Jinx swim team, taking place in Olympic-sized 50-meter-sized pools, a change from usual 25-yard short course pools. It challenges swimmers with the longer distances and tests their endurance. It takes intense training since the team won state this year. These practices help to keep the strike going for their 38th state titlement. So we have swimmer Noah Martin to tell you more about the program.
Long course starts in April to August, and at the end of August, that's when short course season starts, and that's when there's high school swim meets and just a shorter distance, but long course is the size of an Olympic swimming pool. My best time for 50 free in long course is a 30:83, I'm pretty sure, and that is a motivational A time.
On top of countless nights and hours this swim team put into these seasons, here's Daisy Bernard and her opinion on long course season.
I prefer short course because it's so much easier and I like the turns and underwaters. I go 26:86. No, only sometimes.
Reporting for Trojan TV, I'm Aaliyah Cato.
At the start of the school year, the Word of Thanks program was introduced to Jinx High School by one of the middle school teachers. This program was introduced in order to encourage students to send out appreciation and gratitude messages to staff members across the campus. One of the first people to support this idea from the high school was Mr. Luke Gray, the principal at Jinx Freshman Academy.
So I think it's a great program to where any teacher can reach out to any student, or excuse me, let me get that backwards. Any student can reach out to any teacher and give them an affirmation, a positive, anything great that they were doing, any impact that they made on that student.
Thanks for watching this version of Trojan TV. I'm Brody Hughes.
And I'm Nolan Martin. Until next time, good night.